Hey, how you doing, guys? Brandon with Taylorsfiresmoke Cooking. Today we have a subscriber's request. I was asked if I could make a St. Paul sandwich. The answer is absolutely yes. Now, I made a video sometime last year where I made some fried rice, and I happened to make St. Paul's within that video as well. But today I will make a standalone video making St. Paul's. What is the St. Paul sandwich, you might ask? Well, here in St. Louis, it is a staple in the Chinese restaurants, in the hood restaurants. You're not going to go to a Panda Express or a Benihana's or a Shogun or anything and find a St. Paul. But if you go down the street in the hood, you will find a St. Paul sandwich. So basically, it's just a fried egg sandwich with some type of meat. So today I'm going to be making some shrimp St. Paul's, but whatever kind of meat you find in the fried rice, essentially you can make a St. Paul sandwich out of it as well. So today I'm going to go ahead and hook some up. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the video, and hit that notification bell, and we'll go ahead and get started. See you in a minute. So like I said, we're doing shrimp St. Paul's today. So as far as our ingredients, we have some shrimp here. These are kind of like those little cocktail shrimp you buy. They're a little bit bigger than that, but there are salad shrimp, whatever the case may be, but that's what we're using. These are pre-cooked. Bean sprouts. Now, some people like bean sprouts in their St. Paul, some don't. I love bean sprouts. My wife loves bean sprouts. So we have bean sprouts, and then we have a couple stalks of green onion here. I am using the bottoms and the tops, but the bottom parts, I wanted to make sure that I chop them a little bit smaller than the tops because they are a little bit more dense. You don't want to have those big bites in your St. Paul. We have our eggs, and the seasonings is just onion powder, white pepper, granulated garlic, and salt. So that's all it takes. We're going to go ahead and get our St. Paul batter mixed up, and then we'll get to the stove. So stay tuned. What I have here, I have about a cup of these shrimp, half a cup of the bean sprouts, and just under a half a cup of my green onion. So I'm going to start off with 8 eggs, and we're going to put once we put our ingredients in the eggs, we'll see if we need to add any more. So we'll just break up 8 of them and go from there. All right, we got our eggs all broke up. Now these are large eggs that we're using. And you're just gonna give them a good little mix. All right, and we're just gonna dump everything in the pool. So like I said, it's a cup of shrimp, half a cup of bean sprouts, and just under a half a cup of my green onion. Let's say St. Paul's are a St. Louis staple in Chinese restaurants and rice houses around here. Now, these are not going to be in your chain spots. You're not going to get a St. Paul from a Panda Express or anything like our Shogun. But any rice house in the hood that's worth the salt, they better have a St. Paul on the menu. So yeah, that's perfect. The 8 eggs was definitely perfect. Good enough. So now what we want to do, we just want to go ahead on and add our seasonings to them. So we're going to go with some onion powder, a little garlic powder, or granulated garlic, some white pepper, and some salt. Give it another mix. Now you can make any kind of St. Paul you really want. Whatever kind of rice is on the menu, generally a St. Paul can be made that way. So shrimp St. Paul, chicken St. Paul, beef St. Paul, special St. Paul, vegetable St. Paul, just a plain, a plain St. Paul. Looks pretty good. So that's your mix, your St. Paul mix. And we're gonna get a ladle. We're gonna go ahead and get our oil and everything heated up. I like to cook mine in a small little skillet because when you put the egg mixture over in a big skillet, it does have a tendency to run. It'll be super flat. So in order to make it a little bit more dense or bigger, I like to use a smaller skillet. That way I can control the egg a little better. So let me go ahead on and get my skillet and oil heated up, and then when it's time to cook, I'll bring you guys back in. Stick around, guys. All right, guys, I've got my little skillet up to temp. The oil's in there up to temperature, so got me a little ladle. What you want to do is you want to use a ladle. That's the easiest method that I've found. And you just get your mix out, and you just want to slowly spoon it inside the oil. And you can see it begins to fry up almost immediately. So what you're going to do, you're just waiting on this thing to puff up, and it's going to just puff up and turn into like almost like it's breaded or whatnot, even though it's not. So we're just going to sit here and we're going to let it cook for a few minutes until it gets brown on one side, and then when it gets brown, we're going to flip it. So all right, guys, it's actually been about a minute and a half. So now it's time to flip. When you can start seeing that browning on the edges like this, well, you can't see through the bubbles. That happens when you're frying an egg like that, but it begins to have a little bit of browning on the edges. That way you know it's time to flip. So we're not going to go ahead on. Be careful with it. Matter of fact, I like to get a fork and just kind of help me flip it over. And that's that. So you can see how golden brown it is. That's exactly what you're looking for. Like I said, it's just a fried egg sandwich. You would think it was breaded when you're done with it, but it's not. And this thing is fire. If you've never had one, I really highly recommend you give it a try, because they're good. If you've tried egg foo young, then essentially that's what your St. Paul sandwich is anyway. But to me, this is just a little bit better. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue to cook this next side, about a minute or so on this side too, and I'll pull it and we'll drop one more so you can see how it's done one more time. Bad boy out. Take that oil off. So let you see what we got going on. That's the St. Paul right here. Gonna get some of that oil off, and now you don't have to worry about the inside being real greasy. It's not like that. It starts cooking almost immediately as soon as it hits the oil. So you don't have to worry about the inside or anything like that being real greasy, but you do wanna, I like to drain it off a little bit. I know at the Chinese restaurant, they go straight from the pan to your bread. But we're gonna go ahead on. Let me just skim a little bit of this stuff out the pan. We're gonna go ahead and drop one more. All right. Another scoop. Right in there. And again, you just kind of let it do its thing. When you're frying in a shallow pan like I'm frying in, you will have a lot of these little bubbles there. That is nothing you can really do about that. But like I said, it's so much easier for me to use a small pan like this, because it does control the egg from running all over the place. So again, we're just gonna let this go for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and then when it's time to flip, we'll do it all over again, and then we'll go ahead and make up a sandwich. Stick around. You don't really have to worry about it. Just be careful that it doesn't, overflow your pan. But that's kind of what you have, and as you can see, this one is perfect again. Nice and golden brown. So again, I'm just gonna let this drain on my towel here. Then we're gonna go ahead and assemble the sandwich. So be right back. All right, y'all, we're done frying up our St. Paul. This one is a pretty much a jumbo one, but normally when you get the St. Paul sandwich, it's gonna come on white bread, which I'm using wheat because that's what I have in the house. I like mine with pickle and onion. Now, some people get theirs with mayo, pickle, and onion. Some people have said they've gotten mayo, pickle, onion, and tomato on theirs. Over here, where I'm from, I've never seen them with tomato on them, but I definitely see them with mayo, onion, and lettuce most of the time. I'm gonna make mine how I like mine, which is just no mayo, pickle, and onion. I'm gonna slide some pickles or onion on there. Basically preference as much as you like or as little as you like, but I like a lot of onion and I like a lot of pickle. Now sometimes I will put a little hot sauce on it too, but that's not necessarily the norm. That's just what I like. All right. Gonna put the lid on it. Cut it. See what it looks like on the inside. There you go. You can see your green onion, your bean sprouts, and your shrimp running through it. Like I say, you can make with pretty much whatever kind of meat is on the Chinese menu, that's what they can make a St. Paul out of. But there you have it, guys. Go ahead and get a bite. Perfect. That's so good. Like I said, you probably never even heard of St. Paul if you're not from the St. Louis area. But I recommend it to give it a try. They're real good. It's something that's different. But if you've had, like I said, egg foo young or something before, and I think if you like egg foo young, then I know you'll enjoy these St. Paul sandwiches. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Appreciate it if you can like, subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell and share the video out. If you are from St. Louis or you've heard of the St. Paul and had them, make sure you leave some comments down below. Let's talk about it. I appreciate you all. Until the next time, God bless. We'll see you around.